The setup for lanes where you have poke on two champions, right? Two skill shots that can hit from either side. So usually you want to stand on split sides of the lane, because if the enemy is standing on this side of the wave, right? Let's say there's like minions here and they're standing on this side of the wave. Can you hit them? Right? But imagine you're standing on this side of the wave. They come here and you have an Ezreal here. Then your Ezreal can Q. Beautiful arrow. Okay. So if your Ezreal standing here, you can tell him to stand here and then you walk here, or you can do the inverse. I'm Daption, an ex-pro player for Cincinnati Fear, rank 2 on support, rank 14 on ADC on the NA ladder, and a CLOL champion. After years of competing at the top of North America, I've helped a ton of students finally hit their dream ranks by showing them what actually wins games. If you're serious about climbing this season, book a session and I'll help you see the game the way a challenger does. Stop guessing, start improving. For real.
In my brain, like, it's always been like support should always have a pink word on them. Like, support should always have it.
So it's good, okay? It's good to think that you need to have a pink word to control vision on the map. That's a fine standard to have. But on top of that, so you have like control, right, of vision. So that's definitely a priority. But on top of that, you definitely have higher priorities. One of the biggest ones is health regen. So whether it's pots, whether it's having extra HP, so that obviously like a ruby crystal is not going to be health regen, is just health. At the top of this, we got some HP, because as a support enchanter, you want to outpace the enemy support and be able to like push and get plates, or push and get advantageous fights, get little pokes in, and then use that to build an advantage. Whereas engaged supports, they don't really need to get small pokes in. They literally just get a hook, and that's the end of the day. We got mobility. I almost always, as an enchanter, I'm buying my fucking tier 1 boots first. I don't even give a single fuck, okay? Right. Because if you don't have boots on an enchanter, like, you are just a walking bag of 300 gold, okay? You are so vulnerable. And honestly, a majority of the time, I'm going fucking Swifties, okay? Unless the enemy has point and click CC, which they don't this game, Swifties, okay? Because the extra movement speed is so OP. It's like actually insane. But we're gonna look at this specific situation. Anyways, so in this 2v2, thoughts, comments, concerns. What do you think about this 2v2 when I bring it up in terms of like fighting, in terms of wave push? What are your thoughts?
The first to admit, I cannot tell you how to manage a wave, other than helping it freeze or catching it so it doesn't like hit the turret for my ADC. I kind of let my ADC kind of pace the wave unless I'm fighting for level 2, level 3, or I'm like, we need to get a really good back, push this in. So I don't really... I feel like I understand, like, read the room, like when my ADC doesn't want to push, or we should have it towards us, like freezing towards us, so we can like try to get a gank or try not to like be overextended for their jungler to get us. But maybe a little bit of wave management.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say, like, I started smiling when you said you didn't know about wave management, because literally right after that, you just named every single thing that was wave management, word by word.
Okay,
right?
so I'm not stupid.
Yeah,
I'm not Chop. I'm not Unk. Okay,
yeah,
this
like
is great.
You definitely listed out like most of the things that are related to wave management. I think it's just maybe you're not actively thinking about it unless the situation arises, in which case we're going to want to talk about that a little bit. But so when I say like wave push versus fighting, I'm usually just saying like, who do you think's going to get level 2 first in this lane?
Me and Ezreal.
Right. Okay.
Me and Ezreal should always get it. I mean, I feel like with Karma, there's very little matchups that you don't want to get. That you're probably not gonna get level 2 first, especially like the game before this. It was really hard to get level 2 versus like a Draven in a Blitzcrank, because I mean Blitzcrank can take so many karma Qs and auto attacks, and as long as he gets level 2 and hooks you and pops you up in the air, you're just 3 times away from Draven killing you.
Right.
Mind you, they were Smurfs. I say, get out of my game. Drew Levin, come here, save me.
Right. Okay. So that's good.
I think with Karma, I'm very persistent on I can get level 2 and I can run in their face. I can throw my RQ. My runes are kind of very aggressive. My runes are also kind of like I don't know if you it's the runes that the #1 Karma goes on EU West. Um, um, the ways that he explains it
Oh, wait. Sorry.
is very good.
This is well. Sorry. Okay, well,
I'm sorry.
I don't know about her. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. I've seen this. I've seen her, but her, I'm not. She's a little scary. She's a little
The
scary to me.
mindset about it is like the like once you get level 9, you'll be able to fully get your like E leveled out since you do. Oh my God, you have Hiccup on your friends list. I love her.
The same thing with most enchanters. Like if you're playing Karma into like Lulu specifically, I'm not going to be looking at Karma's level 9 power spike as like the make or break. It's definitely nice, don't get me wrong. And if there's another rune that isn't as good as the level 9 power spike, I don't want you to like forgo this, but there are better options at the moment. Okay? And so I'm going to give you
When you said outpacing, can you explain what that means, like outside of the vacuum that it is, of like, is it just like for your example, you use Soraka. How am I supposed to outpace her as Karma? Like what with that identity of Karma of the iteration that we have, does that look like? If that makes
so
sense.
yeah, no, that's a really good question. You're really good at like putting these questions into words, so I'm glad you're asking them. So when I say outpacing, I just want you to be thinking about like what sort of advantages, Jesus Christ, my writing's beautiful. What sort of advantages you have, right? So the reason why I brought up wave push versus like fighting is because Karma actually in this lane, right? You win both fighting and in wave push, right? So those are the advantages that you're going to be using. So for example, on the first wave, you're going to clear the first 3 melees and you're going to walk up to the Senna and hit her with a fucking Q in the head, right? And if she walks up too close, you can RQ instead. And that is like a form of pseudo engage, right? And those small advantages, they build up for you to be able to outpace them, right? So what I think of when I think of outpacing is, for example, you're poking them so hard that the enemy has to take a bad base and you're 1 wave up on them. That's outpacing. Obviously getting kills is another form of outpacing. And then getting Drakes objectives are really, really important for outpacing because they have a gold value associated with them that you don't see in the game. They're helping you by giving you stats that you don't really think of, like, oh, this is like 500 gold, or versus like an Ocean Drake is like 200 gold, whatever. I just want you to be thinking of like, what are the sort of advantages that I can use in this lane or in another game that the other team cannot use, right? So in this game, if they started fighting you level 1, right, is that allowed?
No.
Exactly. So if they try to like walk up and take an advantage that is not theirs, you need to be able to punish that and then some. So that's outpacing. Does that make sense? Kind of, maybe?
Right.
Okay.
And so when I play Karma, where I have a lane like Blitzen and Draven where I can't really get an advantage on, what does that look like?
So that's a situation where the win condition is much more constrained. So there is a way to win that lane, by the way. And I'm going to explain to you how. Actually,
I did it, by the way.
Okay, well, there you go.
But
There you
lost
go.
the game.
I don't need to explain it. But in that lane specifically, in theory, by the way, if you can get a ward in the middle bush, you should be able to get priority of the first 3 waves. You should be able to push them in and use your minions as like a shield for you to keep on pushing the next few waves until the 3rd wave. And then you can let them push into you, because then they start being really, really strong. The strength of Draven level 1 isn't his one Draven axe. It's when he can rotate 2 Draven axes at once. So for the first 5 to 6 seconds of the first wave, you actually have an opportunity to fight. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, but I think for you specifically, you definitely don't have to change your runes. Okay. So don't get me wrong on that. The only thing that I want to like specifically be looking at are these two runes. So you might not think that Scorch is worth it because at a certain level, Scorch is not worth it at all, right? You would much rather have the 48 AP at 30 minutes in the game rather than get like, let's say 50 damage more early game. That's fair.
But if I have the early damage early game, sometimes I don't even get to 48, AP.
Exactly.
Yep.
So your scaling depends on whether or not the enemy lets you scale, right? So I told you about your advantages, outpacing them early. This bitch's advantages is making sure she gets to 20 minutes without being behind. Right? And if she plays it well, right, she's supposed to be able to outfight you, I don't know, macro you, not out macro you, but you get it, right? She's able to do more at 20 minutes in the game than you are if you guys are equal or behind them. Make sense?
Yes.
So Scorch would be the first one for me because it helps your early game win condition. And then the second one, how useful is Jack of all trades, would you say?
I feel like it lets Karma be Karma's ult. Like once I'm really okay. How do I explain this? So like I feel like with Karma, I'm very good at like getting a little bit of an lead early where I can go back. And once you get, you have your support item, you get Fairy Charm, Amped Tome, and Boots, you already go to the 5 to something stacks, and that's all you're really looking for in Karma. And you have like the power, the power of like AP Karma in lane.
Okay, I see that.
So.
So like, what if I told you that you can get that?
Chopped. Sorry.
No. What if I told you can get that before you even buy items?
With other runes.
Yeah.
Are we looking at domination tree?
We are definitely looking at domination tree, and we can look at precision if you want. And I know the apprehension's there. You don't have to like 100% like follow what I'm saying, but I just want you to at least consider it because right now what I'm seeing is she's scaling. She's a scaler, but your champion is not a scaler. So there's a little bit of a disconnect between your champion and the runes that you're going.
Right.
And like maybe the best Karma in the world is running this. I don't know if even if the best Karma is running this and they're like successful in it, maybe they're just like better at playing Karma than the average like Karma player. I'm not like too sure as to what the measure of this build is in terms of it being like the most optimal, I also haven't played Karma in like 2 weeks. So, okay, well, 2 weeks is like nothing, but I haven't played Karma like a lot recently. So I definitely can see that like you're mostly looking at Karma as like a scaler rather than the Malignance Karma with the fucking RQ out the ass, deal so much fucking damage type of build.
That iteration of her, because I was like, the moment Malignance came out, I was like, I cannot tell anyone about Karma Malignance. Like these bitches aren't gonna like get it removed. And then when people were like, "Oh my god, everyone, Malignance on Karma is so good, so good. Look at her mid lane, she does so much damage." I said, "Y'all are taking away my pride and joy. Leave me alone."
You gatekept it? Hello? You can't do
for
that.
For so long, that and Donkor. I die on the hill that Donkor's Karma's like second item. Rush it second item. So good on Karma. Biggest power spike that she gets right now.
I'm not.
I promise you.
I'm not too sure. Well, I don't know. Like I'm saying, like I don't know. Like I just think Donkor generally is good as like the third item because you get your maximum amount of mana regen for it to be converted to AP. So if you want like a bigger power spike, Donkor third is better. If you're looking like to have like the extra, I don't know, like 20 AP, but definitely like if you can get it earlier and there's still like a decent enough power spike for it to be second item. I could see it being viable. I'm just not sure. Like I haven't played Karma recently, and I don't know the actual numbers behind the Dawn Core itself. Yeah, I mean, like we could just like do the math on it, but I definitely do want to get into this game because we've been talking about build for a little bit. Oh wait. Sorry. The last thing is the two other secondary trees you can go are either you can go presence of mind and ability haste, or ability haste and cut down. Those are like really good for having extra utility and having your abilities up more. I wouldn't really go that one. I would go for domination, and if you want extra damage, you can go cheap shot ultimate hunter, or the one that's more, I think, what's it called? Consistent is taste of blood, because it gives you more HP to play around with. But I will repeat myself. She's not a scaler. She's a fighter. Before we start this game, oh wait.
30 seconds.
Okay. So do you ever ward the middle bush? What are your thoughts on warding these bushes?
I will ward it if I feel like we are weak, like into them. Like, if feel like we're not gonna really win the level 1, I feel like we're gonna be like weak into them. I'll go ahead and ward it just so we try to see them over here. But if I feel like we're strong, I'm just gonna face check it, because if I face check it and I start getting hit, they're gonna both most likely get hit with an RQ.
So that's fair, but there's one thing you're not thinking about, which is yes, you do win the 2v2, right? But what happens when they implicate one more person and you're walking in 2v3 or 2v4 or at worst 2v5?
He also gets hit with the RQ. You know,
well, yeah, but you're also going to get your head bashed in by Darius 99, right? So we got to be a little bit careful. The only reason why this ward is extremely good is because you can see what they're doing level 1, and then you can go ahead and go base for a sweeper to control these bushes. Now, I wouldn't really recommend you going for... I mean, you can go sweeper this game, honestly, because you want to control this bush so you can ward it and then reset. But your sweeper only comes up, like, I think it's like 30 seconds after the waves meet. So it's not the best anymore. I would much rather you just start sweeper and then start controlling these bushes level 1. But again, we still have to consider, maybe they walk up. Now that you see the Olaf, maybe that's, you're feeling a little bit more confident. But the theory behind these bushes is if you're playing double range or double melee where you want to contest the middle bush, so this is the middle of the lane, right? You always want to contest the middle bush to determine who gets prio and who gets level 2 first. It's a huge power spike. And if you get a ward in this bush and the enemy doesn't, you can walk in without being scared of them being in there. And then if they ward as well, now you both know that there's vision in this bush and you can play around that. Whereas right now, you're kind of going in blind. So double range, double melee is when you should ward this middle bush. And then if you are super fucking scared, okay, this is not the case with Karma almost always. If you're super scared of them level 1, so let's say you are playing Blitzcrank with, I don't know, Smolder, okay? Blitzcrank Smolder, and you're walking in lane. If there's a Ezreal standing here and a Karma standing here, and you didn't ward this first bush, they will just zone you off the wave. So you ward the first bush when you're scared of them level 1, when you're walking in. You ward this bush when you're double range versus double range, or like double melee versus double melee level 1. And then if you are the Ezreal Karma versus a Blitzcrank Smolder, you can ward this third bush because you are super fucking strong. You can literally walk here and walk past the wave to fight them. Okay? So this is weak. This is like medium, and then this is super fucking strong. Does that make sense?
Got it.
Okay. So this is good. We're taking control of the bush. But is there any reason why you're not walking into the third bush?
I think I do it if you go a couple seconds faster.
Minions have spawned.
You did wait a little bit though. It feels a little bit unnatural. Like you were waiting for the Ezreal to do it. Yes, no?
Well, if he gets hit, I'm fine, Okay.
Wow.
I think I think I was just kind of trying to see because I actually, well, I remember, I was watching the fight up top lane where
Oh, okay.
Darius 99 gets away with 1 health from
Okay.
3 people.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. It makes sense. It's just, especially in lanes like this where you have such a big lead level 1, I want to make sure that this bush isn't warded by walking up like as soon as possible. So that's
Correct.
kind of the thought process behind it. And then next step is the setup for lanes where you have poke on 2 champions, right? 2 skill shots that can hit from either side. So usually you want to stand on split sides of the lane, because if the enemy is standing on this side of the wave, right? Let's say there's like minions here and they're standing on this side of the wave. Can you hit them? Right? But imagine you're standing on this side of the wave. They come here and you have an Ezreal here. Then your Ezreal can Q. Beautiful arrow. Okay. So if your Ezreal standing here, you can tell them to stand here and then you walk here, or you can do the inverse. But it's really important to recognize you have an advantage. Like the lane starts the second the wave comes for you as Karma, right? So let's see how this first Q goes. I'm gonna be very critical. Okay, I'm warning you. If you don't like that, just tell me. But
Oh no, you can. I already know you're gonna yell at me. I kind of flopped my first Q.
okay, but even if you do, I just want to make sure that you are okay. Nice Q, nice Q. You're not doing a certain sum. Okay, really good Q. So why didn't you RQ there? Actually, let me ask that. There's a very big reason why you shouldn't have RQ'd and you didn't. So
What's it called? I think Talkie just went over with this me yesterday.
Mm-hmm,
Oh my god. Oh, pressure. They know that I didn't get hit by RQ. That I didn't throw my RQ, so they know I still have my ult. So it's more pressure.
yes, but
Not chopped.
not chopped. No, not at all. But I just want you to recognize there is 2 different situations where you can RQ even right now. So let's say you can get a double mantra RQ on them right now as they're walking through the lane. You can RQ.
Right.
Or you can use your RQ as a pseudo engage. So I brought this up earlier, but if your Ezreal is looking to hard fight here, right? Let's say he's on the same line as you and they walk up here and you wanted to RQ them and like full engage. It's good. It's good to use that as like a pseudo engage. Right here, right, in this situation, I would not recommend it because now your Ezreal can't Q and hit the summit because there's a minion here, and you can't really follow up on any of the damage. So this Q was perfect. So either pseudo engage or you're getting 2 people with your RQ. Otherwise, I don't want you RQing. Okay? So this was really good. I'm glad you didn't. Taki's not washed. He's not washed yet.
We still got some time.
Right, right. Okay. Well, okay, wait. Because there's something wrong with what's going on. Okay, so I just want you to think about this. Because you said you don't think about the waves, right? But then you described to me that you were able to think about the waves. So I want you to start thinking about the waves right now, right? You threw your Q, right? And now I want you to look at the wave. Okay? Who has push in this wave right now?
Me.
Okay. So let's just play it out, and then I want you to see to which side the wave push starts going towards. So right now you have wave push. Right now you still have wave push. Now the Senna starts hitting. Sivir Qs the wave, okay? And now they have wave push, right? Is this allowed?
No.
Okay. So what counterplay did you have right here?
My RQ.
Yes. So if you RQ here and it hits the Sivir, you and Ezreal can just run this bitch down. And it'll hit the minions. You get a double whammy. So this was your timer when she used her ability to use your ability. Otherwise, she's going to get her next Q and you still haven't thrown your Q. So you threw your Q eventually, but obviously like at this timer, once she's away from the wave, the RQ doesn't end up landing. Unfortunate, but the idea was right. If you didn't use your Q in the next 2 seconds, you would have lost a huge timer. So
Right.
sounds like or looks like you're thinking about it, thinking about ability matching, but you're not doing it with the right idea in mind. Okay. Okay. So you're suffering a little bit. It's okay. Okay. You made a little bit of a mistakey here. So again, when the Sivir uses her Q on you to poke, okay? Right here. What should you do now?
He has nothing, so I can run at them.
So, yes, you can run at the Senna, but Senna has an ability, right? So, you have two choices. You either run at the Senna, you Q auto her, or you can Q this wave and try to get level 2 first. Which one do you think is better?
Probably do the way.
Yeah. Because if you don't Q the wave, right? If you and your Ezreal start fighting the Senna, right? And you both land a Q, right? Let's say she drops to this much HP, right? She's 300 HP now. She's been hitting the wave the entire time. They're going to get level 2 first.
Right.
And this bitch has sustain, right? So she doesn't really give a fuck. So I want you to always think like the level advantages are what you're looking for the outpacing that we talked about. If you don't get it, then this is going to feel bad for you, regardless of what support you're playing. Okay? So your Ezreal also queued the Senna, unfortunate. Now they're gonna get level 2 first. Okay, so now you're a little bit on the back foot. That was a nice try. I saw the angle. Okay, so do you know what side their jungler's pathing towards?
No.
Exactly. Okay, so reason why I bring that up is because right now your jungler's pathing bot. In about a minute, what spawns on the map?
Dragon.
No, Scuttle.
Scuttle.
Yeah, Scuttle. So if Scuttle spawns and your jungler's pathing bot, do you want your wave to be here?
No. We want to push that wave in, so
Right.
if, push comes to shove, there's a Scuttle fight, which, unpopular opinion, I think doesn't really happen as much anymore, just because I don't think Scuttle is as valuable almost as like Scuttles in the past were. But I do see it that we need to kind of be there in case it does happen.
So yes, it's true. Scuttles are much less potent than they used to be. I definitely agree with that, but I'm not gonna lie, even in Challenger, there are junglers that just path towards the same side and they will just fight to the death at level 4 on Scuttle Crab. Like, if your lane is supposed to be strong, your jungler is going to assume that. They're going to path bot and they're going to want you at Scuttle. And mind you, you want to fight early, right? You want that. So it would only be advantageous for you to push your wave and then go fight. Anyways, so now at this point in the lane, you're down a little bit of HP. The Sen is also down some HP. I want you to pop that pot and start playing towards the bushes. Okay? The main advantage that you're gonna have in this lane is pushing the Senna out of bushes because you're stronger, right? If you're stronger than the Senna, right? And Ezreal is 1v1 versus the Sivir, who wins?
Us.
So I always want you to think, is my 1v1 versus the support winning? If the answer is yes, you're walking towards these bushes and you're pushing this bitch out. Okay? And then she has to stand on top of her ADC, and then Ezreal gets a perfect Q angle and this and that. Also, where the fuck did this Sivir go? Hold on. I need to see what. Okay, so she went around to go ward your Tribush, I see. And then you saw an angle. Okay. So, a little bit of a question. Is there any reason in specific that you eat yourself rather than the Ezreal? Right about here.
Never falter.
To get the movement speed to really hit my RQ, to give, I guess, a better position to hit my RQ.
But do you need your move speed to RQ right now?
I think with us walking towards her right now, I believe so.
Unfortunately, you don't need your move speed right now with this range, because look at it like this. Your Q range is like this. Okay? Our Q. Okay, that's a very big circle. Hold on.
I'm about to say, I want that buff.
It's like this, pretty much. She's at the tip of your RQ. So I always want you to imagine like there's I don't know, like a Zerath W at the end of your Karma RQ. So right now, if you RQ'd, she's stepping this way, right? So no matter what, she's gonna be in the range of this RQ. If you E your Ezreal and he manages to get an extra auto off, that would be the difference between you winning this fight, or sorry, you killing the Senna and the Senna living. So once you throw your RQ, unfortunately, Karma's a little bit of a caster minion. Whereas Ezreal has the damage. So right here, the Senna ends up flashing really late, but if Ezreal could get an extra auto off, there's a world where this Senna flashes away, uses both of her sums, and all you had to do is land one RQ, shield your Ezreal, and the Senna's out of the lane. And now, guess what you've done? You've outpaced.
Right.
And this is just because the Sivir went and warded the Tribush for no reason, and you played it well. Another thing that you can do, by the way, is tank the Senna W for your ADC, because right here, hold on, right here, if you walk in front of your Ezreal, right, let's say you eat yourself to block the Senna W, you would literally be a god, right? Because her only CC ability,
out of it.
yeah, exactly, he can E out of it, and then okay, well, he also could have eat out of the W right now as well. I'm not gonna lie, so that's definitely on him. But I think if you had the idea like I'm gonna block the CC so he can go forward and kill her, perfect. You have to be using your HP bar and your character as like a shield for your ADC to be able to deal damage, and that's one of the core concepts of fighting 2v2 as a support. Okay. So whenever you can, you gotta substitute your own HP for your ADC's HP, and then so on and so forth. You get the little advantage here. Okay, hold on. Whoa. Because this Sivir, there's a lot wrong with what's going on. But I'm going to, okay, we need to start first things first. There's one thing that you're not doing that I want you to get in the habit of doing. What is it?
Using my potion.
Yes. A really easy way to do it is like, for me, when I was playing Lulu and I really wanted to get in the habit of it, every time I use my E, I would think about potting. So for you, if you're thinking about RQing, you just think about your pot, right? And so linking something you already do to something you want to do is the way to go when you want to build habits. But regardless, here, you start your pot a little bit late, but it's better late than never. Do you want to continue hitting this Sivir in the head? Do you think you win? Like, what's the situation?
I'm Karma. I could keep, I could tussle with her. I still have my flash. I still have my heal up. My shield is coming up in 3 seconds. There's no way that she can kill me with what she has so far. There's just no way that she's going to win this fight, especially with my Ezreal.
Sorry. Okay, so I definitely agree with the fact that you win the 2v1. I just want you to be thinking, like, right now, was it necessary to turn back an auto attack?
Hell yeah.
I wouldn't really recommend that, because you're kind of like doubling the value of the Sivir W. So she's like bouncing off you and onto the Ezreal, right? So definitely not the best. This is a Sivir specific thing, but also if you're running this way after, let's say she was autoing you and you didn't auto her back, let's say you're around here and she wants to chase and kill you, she has to walk further into your Ezreal to kill you. Whereas right now, you're letting her auto you back without spacing her. So you're losing HP that is more valuable in this situation.
I also think of it because I'm like, I have heal. I can continuously
yes.
bait her as much as possible to like go with me because I feel like let's say she stopped hitting me at this point and she just went to her tower
Yes.
because I'm like running away. I'm thinking, well, I could bait her to like, you know, I don't. For me, Karma wins like 1v1s like with any champion. Like I think she's just really scrappy, and I think it's really like as much as I've played her, it's like so like embedded in my mind that like keep baiting. Like you can like I don't have my W up, but I'm like you have your E coming up, you have your flash, you have your whatnot. Your Q slows. She can't get to you if you flash and Q her. Well, Q then flash away. So that's my mentality. But I get you.
So okay, this is like a really advanced fighting concept, by the way, that you're thinking of. It's just using like I don't know how to describe it. It's like the Tom Kench gray health, right? Right now you're thinking about your gray health, and that actually works with Karma RW as well, right? Because it shows where you're going to be healed towards, and so you're using that as like a resource to be able to fight more. But there is something wrong with the situation where I don't actually want you to use your heal, and the reason why is because right now, if Sivir uses her barrier, right, and she really wants to fight, right, she's a fighter, okay, are you ever going to be able to kill her?
No, but I do have my ADC with me.
Yeah, but even with your ADC, okay, let's say auto Q auto, how much damage do you think Ezreal does?
I don't maybe like 250.
It's more like what 180.
Oh,
It's pretty low, okay? And let's say Sivir has 750 HP. Are you ever going to be able to kill her?
not really, but I mean, I think our minions are going to face her now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think like, I guess just being bait. I don't know.
It's good to bait.
Auto attack.
It's good to bait, but you need to have a goal in mind. Sorry. So I'm fine with you looking for the bait if you think you can win this 2v1, but there is no world where I see the Sivir literally flash barrier into your wave to come and kill you right now, right? Like if you think about it right now, if this Sivir was to chase you to this to the second bush and try to kill you, do you think that's a realistic situation?
He does do that.
Oh! Does she? Okay, well, that's very surprising. Okay, so...
This is Emerald, baby. What did you expect?
Okay, well, I'm not gonna lie, like... that is truly amazing that you got that off. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not chopped.
You're not chopped. It's just the higher you go and the more you do stuff like this, you're gonna have lost your flash and your heal for at best a Sivir barrier. Is that a worth trade?
No.
Right. So this situation, results-based analysis says you're literally the GOAT, but she entered. She provided you the opportunity to make this a good play. So I don't want you to be thinking like you did do a good play. You baited, but she definitely had a very big hand in this entire play in fucking it up. Okay?
Oh yeah. And can you imagine we lose this game?
That
Crazy scenario.
That is very unfortunate. Let's figure out why. Okay. So now one thing that I'm thinking about the second that I kill the enemy is, okay, where's the support? Where do you think the support is right now?
She's coming back to base.
Yeah, but
Not
where
the base,
exactly?
She's probably walking down to she's either walking to mid lane to help like shadow Ziggs since Yasuo's pushed up, or she's walking straight down to bot lane to get this wave.
Yeah, she's coming off for this. She's not going mid lane. If an enchanter roams mid lane with 2 waves stacked like this at her turret, she wants to lose. Yeah, that too. Okay. So right now the Sun is walking bot, and the reason why I say where exactly is because it'll give you an idea of how much time you have to either pre-plan a play on the next timer that you're going to be coming out of base, or warn your team about a play that's about to happen. In this game, it doesn't matter because your Senna is not moving, right? But in a world where there was a Blitzcrank, right? And Blitzcrank walked straight mid after dying, and your Yasuo died, would you not be sad? Because you just 2v2 killed them, but your Yasuo died on a mid wave because Blitzcrank wanted to move on a random timer. So
I need to be pinging, like...
You need to be thinking about where the enemy support is. From the second that they die, right? You made this play, let's say, right? Give or take, give this bitch like 15 seconds, okay? 15 seconds, how far can she go on the map from base to bot lane or mid?
I think she can make it just like about to tier 3 for mid lane, but she's probably halfway to like, probably in the halfway point from like tier 3 to tier 2.
Yeah, so she's like around here, and she could be here right now. So those two things are what I want you to be thinking about. If you don't think about it, okay, and you get caught off guard in a game, you won't know what to do the next time. So I'm just giving you this tool to be thinking about tempo from the second you're killing something, because it has such important ramifications. You will literally be so sad if the enemy gets to win, even though you won your 2v2. Okay?
How do you define tempo? Because I feel like everyone has like a very different version of tempo.
So, I'm glad you asked. Tempo is not like a... I don't know. People say like, oh, you have a turn, you have this, you have that. Tempo is defined... I mean, yeah, okay. So that's a generalized statement of like, if you have tempo, you can make a play. But sometimes you're not able to make a play even if you have tempo. Maybe you can make half of a play. Maybe you can make 1/4 of a play. Maybe you can make 2 plays. So tempo is not like a one size fits all thing. Okay, so I want you to get that out of your head. Tempo is related to how fast you can get on the map compared to your opposing laner. So for you, if you have tempo, you're going to be, for example, at your turret whilst this bitch is in base. And so the reason why I bring that up is because look at this. You push this wave.
Never falter.
And guess where the fuck the Senna is once you get your base. Hold on, we're going to wait. She has tempo on the map. Does that make sense?
She has tempo?
Yeah, she has tempo because she's on the map right now while you're in base spending your gold. You're an entire wave late. Does that make sense? Yes, no?
Not really.
Okay.
Because like, she has tempo to get the wave, yes, but I feel like isn't tempo like more of like what she can do on the map?
No. The tempo is not like the amount of pressure that you can create. Tempo is just like the flat time that you have on the map. So the easiest way for you to think about it, okay, is right now you push this wave, okay? You are playing on everything in League of Legends is related to waves. No matter how you think about League, you always have to be basing everything time-wise based off waves, because waves spawn every fucking 30 seconds, okay? So if I'm looking at this wave and I'm like, okay, the enemy Senna can be hitting this wave as I'm basing, she's going to be able to make a play on the map before I am able to. So she has tempo. Does that make sense? Yes, no?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
My mic muted itself.
You're good. So always look at the wave that's closest to you and think, okay, can the Senna be here faster than me? If the answer is yes, she's going to have a play before you. Now, the amount of pressure that you get from a play, so what you brought up was like, she's on the map, but she's catching a wave, right? So how the fuck does she have tempo? She has tempo, but can she do anything with the tempo? The answer is fuck no. She's playing level 2 Senna, catching a wave at turret, right? So if this was a Blitzcrank, let's say, and he didn't come to catch this wave bot, you see how the tempo could be different based off of what champion you're playing?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah. So you end up coming back to lane. This is completely fine. Now you're ahead. Okay. So. Okay, wait, hold on. You don't have magical footwear. Okay, so first things first, I need to see how much gold you had. Okay, so why did you buy an amp tome instead of, hold on, but amp tome fairy charm? So
Jack of all trades.
so that's, well, you can do that with another buy as well though. So I'm gonna give it to you straight. I think you had 575 gold, right? Is there a reason why you didn't buy boots, fairy charm, and a pink ward? Why did you buy the amp tome?
To make, I don't. To be very honest, on what I've seen from the top karma player, as we refer back to her, him, that's exactly what he does to, for his like, he'll buy these two, and then get his boots, and then finish his boots, and then finish Moonstone.
Okay, this is not like a attack on the karma player. What rank are they? And like, do they play in NA or what?
They're EU West challenger for like 7 seasons. They're like almost like let me, I can actually like send you his thing. I'm looking at it. Yes, 1,246 LP with a 59% win rate on karma.
Okay. So this player is, when you're buying stats instead of movement, you're telling me that you are straight up gonna go to lane no matter what, and you're just playing to fist fight 2v2, and you don't care whether or not the enemy is gonna have faster move times than you, or they're gonna be able to dodge your skills easier. So the reason why I'm thinking like, what the fuck? Like, you don't have movement speed is because you're playing a double range lane, right? Having the extra movement speed from your boots can literally be the difference between you getting hit by a Senna W versus you dodging a Senna W. So I'm
could
not
also be getting a kill, like especially with like Karma W, where you have to like make our land. It could be So I see that.
For me, I'm like kind of confused as to why they would want, because okay, to me it's just like they're playing to scale. From everything you've told me, like from the runes to the build, you don't buy boots because you think that you're gonna win lane automatically, which is like, it's fair if you're confident, but why are you not thinking like, maybe on one timer I want to run mid, you know, like you kill them bot and then you can go mid. And so I'm like, movement is king, but they're not really thinking that way. So maybe they know something I don't, but for me the standard has always been like, buy your boots, otherwise you will suffer in your 2v2. And now you said they fully build their boots if they can after these items?
Right, they will always go like sorcerer.
Sorc boots?
Not source. No, Ionian boots. I'm, what's it called? This is like their whole Reddit AMA. You can check it after. But honestly, how they explain it, I feel like seems pretty good on, you know, paper.
Okay, I see it. Well, I'm not familiar with this person, so I'll check it out after, and maybe we can talk about it. But I mean, I think the thing that we talked about earlier of like, even though this person has reached a certain rank with this build, it doesn't necessarily mean that their build is like the most optimal. In fact, like, I feel like sometimes players in high elo, like, they kind of just like build whatever the fuck they want and whatever feels right, but they don't actually think about like, why am I building like full on, let's say, Amptome versus why would I build my boots? And so I think it's fine to follow these people's builds if you want to like find out like why they're winning and whatnot, but their builds and their playstyle is not always going to necessarily translate from one player to the next. So I'd be a little bit careful, okay? I feel like if you're thinking about Karma's RE like later on in the game, you might as well have been playing like Janna or Sona, because
Right.
they outscale the living shit out of Karma's RE, you know? And so even though this player is like their logic kind of makes sense right now, I just want you to like think what the alternative is when you're building those things. Like, would you rather be building no boots full scale on Sona, or would you rather be doing that on Karma, right?
Right.
There's definitely a trade-off to be had and to look at. So I'm not gonna like focus on that too much. But I just wanted to put out there like the mobility versus getting stats, because yeah, like it definitely is important, like in terms of how you get to lane fast and whether or not you're able to dodge abilities. Okay. I can accept that one. Okay. So now, do you know where their jungler is?
No.
Okay. So you kind of need to be a little bit scared. And what I mean by that is, now that your wave is going to come back to the middle, there's one step you have to take before you start walking up to this wave. What is it?
Vision and try.
Yes. So, okay. Vision and try is good, but you see both of them, right? So you don't actually need to be scared. Even if you face check this Kindred 1v1, are you ever dying?
No.
Right. So I want you to just walk here, ward this bush, and then come back. Because now you have full free reign on whether or not, like, you can walk up to the half point of the wave. You can start playing aggressive. Versus right now, like, they just got the entire wave, and your ward doesn't even cover the entire river. We got like a weird like middle ground. So I'm
Real's ward.
yeah, I know. But it's just like, okay, wait. I need to see whether or not you saw the okay, you did see the Kindred on the map. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if you caught it though. Right here. Were you thinking about that?
I don't think I caught it. I wish I should have, because I'm walking back to lane.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I need to be panning my camera.
Yeah. It's either mid or top.
See, now I see him and he's walking up. I should not be scared of Senna or Sivir at all.
Yes. So now you don't even need to ward. The Kindred's, she did her bots. Okay, so what that told me is that she's coming from bot side, right? So where did she start if she's coming from bot side now?
Probably blue.
She started blue?
Like if she started. No, she probably started. Hold on. Yeah, she started red.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. She started top side and then path bot, and now she's going for the top scuttle, right? So her respawn cams are going to correspond to your jungler's respawn cams. So both junglers, from just seeing the Kindred right now, I know that their jungler path bot, their jungler is late on her jungle camp respawns, so she either will not get a base in or she'll be late to her camp, and your jungler is also pathing the same way. So now you are now 2v2. Does that logic check out?
Right. Yeah.
But do you think you'd be able to do this?
2v2.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd be able to
like
do
what?
this in game? Yeah, when you're walking back to lane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's pan over to see if we can see the jungler. Yeah.
So that needs to be like an ingrained habit. I'm not sure if you do it right now because we're looking at like the actual VOD itself. But that
I can tell you I don't. But
oh, that's fine. That's fine. I like the honesty. But that would just like make you play more aggressive. So sometimes in pro play, you'll see like the support, for example, just walk up randomly, right? It's not random. They see something on the map that is telling them to walk up. And so this is the information that's going to tell you whether or not you can walk up. We definitely covered like the level 1 Rs, why you were able to like get the kill on the Sivir was because you were able to think about your fighting mechanics and like you just baited her in and she fell for it. And so the fact that you'd be able to replicate that, I think that's definitely like something to be either proud of or think about in your next game. Okay.